I have a question. Excuse me. Hello. Okay. Oh, Carol Robinson, you have a great question. Do board meeting minutes need to be published, and how long do they need to be kept? Carol, that's a great question, and I actually have answers to both of those.
Go, girl.
Yay! 7 years, for sure. Definitely, definitely. These are hard records of the association's business, so think of them just like you would like tax documents. Good rule of thumb is that 7 years. But in addition, yes, board meeting minutes must be published.
What are the exceptions?
Executive meeting minutes.
That's the key. So if you are having a board meeting and it's an open board meeting and you have minutes for those need to be published. I would say as quickly as you could get them up. I don't know that there's any limits, but definitely less than 30 days. Get them up on where the homeowners can see them, or however you publish them.
Yeah,
and
typically.
Then, but with executive, the homeowners need to be aware that the executive meetings are not publicized because they're executive. What does that mean? In most cases, that means either there was a legal issue that was talked about, there was a homeowner specific that was talked about, or there were contracts and homeowner involvement and other legal issues or insurance.
I would say personnel too. If you have
Personnel,
a cited staff,
yes.
I would say that too. Those are all those items that are related to executive topics. Because again, the Fair Debt Collection Act requires us to keep people's information private when it comes to any debt items, especially those that have filed bankruptcy. We are responsible for protecting those. Any type of delinquency related items definitely should be talked about in the executive session as well.
So, and I didn't bring this up, but real quick, that means that if you have a delinquency report that comes to you in your board package, that must never be publicized. It must never be made public. And you as a board member can't sit with your next door neighbor and say, can you believe Bill is that far behind? I mean, Bill's making a crap load of money. Why isn't he paying?
So
You can't do that.
That is correct. Now, I will say this, I do recommend for high delinquency associations as a last-ditch effort or as an ongoing effort, it is acceptable for you to publish the total amount of delinquency and the total amount of homes, so long as you're not delineating the addresses, the names, or any other private information. Sometimes that can be a very useful tool.
Peer pressure is a wonderful thing.
That is peer pressure. It really does happen. That and some homeowners, they don't read the financials the way that others do. And maybe they have no idea that they've been paying their dues for 5 years on time, but that your association has such high delinquency. So that might be something that is very eye-opening for another homeowner, and that might be one that you could leverage to be on the board. Maybe they're passionate about that topic and they would like to elicit change in that regard. That's a great way for you to be able to communicate that out to the community. So.